I'm a fan of the star we are.
What's up, everybody? I'm Super Cowboy.
And I'm Princess Angie, and you are tuned in to The Star We Are.
Hi, this is Jane Slater, and you are listening to The Star We Are.
Plugged in and switched on. This is The Star We Are live.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you know it is.
That was
Let's
awesome. That was absolutely super awesome. I know that my jaw was dropped the whole entire time. That's super
So,
awesome.
if you're new here, what Sam's talking about is the intro video. It's her first time seeing it. A lot of y'all's first time seeing it. Landry absolutely killed it.
I guess I
pumped
should
about the
remember
show.
we're on air, huh? Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
let's roll.
Let's get back in the groove here. Yeah. Happy Thursday, guys. And as he said, if you're new here, welcome. If you've already been here, thank you for supporting us. We are The Star We Are. As always, I am Slammin' Sammy.
I am Landry's Legend.
And I am your mammal, Jimmy J's here, and we are back this Thursday to give you the business, to give you the Cowboys business, to give you the fan business, to give you the I don't know, you call it,
The
you name it.
business
You
of
took
the
when
business.
when it's over, you comment in the section there and say under the video and say what business you got today. All right, and while you're at it, hit that like and subscribe button. We got a good show lined up for you. We're gonna get right into it. We got to kick this thing off, and of course, we're gonna do that with a little news. That's where I get my news. I don't know what's going on in the NBA. I don't know maybe who won the hockey finals. Is that still going? Some Cowboys news. Is there any injuries happening? What's going on with camp? We're going to find out. Then we're going to talk about our depth chart and our running backs, right? We got to do that. Sam, we have to do that. Landry, we have to do that because who's your three, right? Who's get the bulks of this carry? How does this room fit out? Who shapes up to be the 1, 2, and 3? Stick around and find out. And then we're going to shot call. Okay, we got to call some shots. We're going to let the head coach do that. We're going to talk about his business and what he's going to bring. Of course, then we got halftime lined up. And then we're going to talk about one of our favorite Cowboys game or most memorable Cowboys game. You stick around in the comments and let us know as well what's yours. And then we have to do it, even though they're not Cowboys players. We have to talk about our favorite player in the NFL that's not a Cowboy. Okay, so we're going to do that. Stick around, find out who it is. Then, of course, we'll update you on everything we've got coming up, you know, whether it be raffles, whether it be just camp stuff, what we're going to be doing, and then the 2-minute spiel.
Not me. I did it last time.
Okay, I'll run it today. You man, Jimmy J will give you the 2-minute spiel at the end of the show. That's how we're going to do it. That's the game plan. That is what we're going to do. So we're going to kick it off. So we're going to get right into the show. We don't want to waste your time because if you've ever spent it with us, we can't thank you enough. Again, hit that like, hit that subscribe, drop a couple notifications, tell Sam how good she did. Right after she kills, Sammy says it all. Let's go.
Ooh. All right. So actually, if you guys noticed a couple days ago, I was wondering the best Cowboys content creators, podcasts, whatnot to listen to because I wanted to figure out some different sources to get my news instead of scrolling over the internet. So I checked into some podcasts I haven't heard of yet and gotten some information that I thought was really neat. Like, I'm so excited. Anyway, let me get started so you can be excited too. Now, this was Monday. I didn't realize it was so late, but it's all happy news. So as all's going, so far everything seems to be going the same. Dak has been at minicamp the whole time. The offense and him are showing more motion, more shifts, and something they haven't seen in quite a while, which George Pickens also happened to mention, a lot of speed. And that is a perfect way to tie him into our offense. Speaking of GP and all the offense, the trade probably couldn't have happened at any better time. With him getting in early, he was able to go to the camp or the camp with us and get them practices in so that by the time they get to Oxnard, they're already going to be on the same page. So that's just going to be extra practice to get better and better. And then at the end of this month, Dak and his receivers and probably some other members of the offense are going to go on the retreat. They're going to work out together. They're going to run together. They're going to hang out together and just kind of bond as brothers. And I
want to
think
go on a retreat.
Yeah, me too. My retreat's going to be in Texas here soon. Let me see what else I have here. I feel like I'm missing something important from my notes here, but I was so excited. I did not want to stop. Oh yeah, so sorry, I did miss a few important things. Speaking of that end of the month retreat, CD is actually going to be around to be there this time. No contract issues, no problems. You know, he's there, he's full, he's ready, he's good. And now he has less stress because we have George Pickens as our wide receiver too. So I feel like that automatically makes it more relaxing, a little less stressful. As of 2 days ago, which was Wednesday or yesterday, I guess, George Pickens has actually showed up early every single day for minicamp, has performed outstanding, and he's already talked so highly about along the whole team. It's awesome. Dak loves him. He said he's just super excited he's on our team and he's our brother now. He's all about continuing to grow and making sure that he's the best out there. Speaking of the best out there, I'm kind of curious what's going on behind the scenes injury-wise with some of our new signees. Because actually yesterday, we signed defensive tackle Perrion Winfrey and cornerback Robert, I hope it's Rochelle, I don't know, but we signed them to contract. So I'm starting to wonder if Stephon Rebel's falling back. I haven't read any new injury updates on him, so I guess we'll have to wait and see kind of what happens closer to Oxnard. We did release defensive back Luck Barku and Justin Rogers. I'm so sorry if I butcher anybody's name. I cannot pronounce nothing. Another Dallas Cowboys random fact. Sorry, I'm going to speed up. Dallas cheerleaders this morning got a 400% raise. That is so crazy to me, considering that Cowboys cheerleaders were so highly favored on, only making $15 an hour. Doesn't mean expensive's always best. U.S. blew Canada away, winning 5-1 in the Stanley Cup. Congratulations to the Michigan Panthers on that. And tonight will be the night that Oklahoma City takes the win in the NBA Finals. I mean, they play the Pacers tonight in the NBA Finals for Game 6.
I like what you did there.
Yeah, it's going to be a little tricky because Tyrese Halliburton, minus having his calf injury, he is expected to play tonight. So I'm sure with all on the line, he's going to give it all. And everybody's going to be saying, what the Hallie all over again. And I just wanted to clear one thing up real quick. This last piece of news that I read online that was driving me crazy. First of all, I should know this. Not everything you read on Twitter is true. There are bait sites that engagement farm.
No, well, what you just said is not true.
I am gullible AF. Let's not fake it here. Trayvon Diggs. Okay, I've heard so many people saying he has 7 kids. Where? Okay, the way I see this is, let me go out here. First of all, he has 2 kids so far, and his girlfriend is pregnant with their 3rd. His first is Aiden, which we all know and love Aiden. And then Chosen, who was born in 2021. He's still young, so he's not spending time solely with dad yet, just until he gets a little bit older. And his girlfriend is actually pregnant with his 3rd child. The reason I say 3rd is because if he has no problem telling his kids' names now and sharing that he is pregnant with another one, why would all of the other 4 or 5 kids be hidden? There has to be, if they were there, there'd be some bitter baby mama drama, something going on. So don't believe it.
And regardless what it is,
y'all
could, you killed it today. Absolutely phenomenal with the news. And you guys must believe, stick around each week because we'll update you on the Diggs story. Sammy is going to dig to the bottom of this and get to the truth behind this story, and find out just how many kids he has. And is it because, right, you say it's fake news? Is it coincidental that it just happens to be 7 kids and he's number 7?
I think that's
fine.
It could be his lucky number, but you know what though? Okay, all jokes aside, but this is a joke, so maybe not. If he is touring his ACL and still making babies, that means that boy better come back good this year. Like, if you're able to move and groove to make a baby, you're able to move and groove to catch the ball.
Moving right along with the family show. So we're going to, no, just kidding. No.
They take a little bit more explosive movement than that.
Oh.
Okay. So we got some football to talk about, right, guys?
I am. Yes,
having fun this Thursday.
We got off season, but 5 weeks to fill before we get to training camp here. So we've got, get clever with off season topics. About a month or so ago, we discussed the new coaching hires and kind of, took a semi deep dive into all of them. this week, just because it seems to be a percolating topic and it's going to matter more and more as we think about getting a chance to see these new Dallas Cowboys, is Brian Schottenheimer's offensive philosophies. What he said, what you can see from stats that you know from the internet, whatever thoughts you guys may have. I've got a little overlay here of just the most common things that you find out there that have been repeated amongst the Cowboys media and
Oh, dang it. I have some of this written down.
To me, the list from top to bottom reads balance, 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 balance. Because, well, and I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. Multiple formations, disguise, player strengths, creativity. So multiple formations. Obviously, it's hard to get set as a defense when you have to study multiple formations on that team. Okay, when they line up in 5 or 6 different things all equally, it's hard to read. Now, I do believe we'll be in 13 personnel a little more, and that's for a little more deep dive in film people. But I believe we'll be in 13 personnel heavy, but we will be mixing it up. Disguise, the way you disguise things, and the player strengths. Player strengths to me is number one on my balance equation here, because when you have a plethora of backs, right, when you're running back by committee, nobody expects when you line Saquon or Derrick Henry up, you better key on Saquon or Derrick Henry. When you line Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, Phil Moffitt, Jay, I don't even know who yet, right? And we'll talk about this in a little bit. When you line whoever up, what look are you expecting, right? You don't know with this backfield. And then the weapons we have, we stay so balanced. The tempo, the pre-snap motions, everything is just going to give us so much creativity and so much balance. And one of the big thing Shotty said, you know, you can go find it everywhere. He clipped you, I believe it was in a presser, just a quick question, you know, what do you expect to bring? Well, the last 2 times his quote was, and I'm getting as close as I can, the last 2 times I was in charge of calling an offense, we led the league in rushing. I plan to do that again. So where's that paper, Sam?
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Wait.
so
Wait.
pre-snap
Good
motion
one.
pre-snap motion stands out to me. That's something that Cowboys fans, I feel like, have been calling for a few years. Wait, like slide it over in the frame.
Yeah,
To
right
the
in the
left.
middle there.
To the left.
There you
Oh,
go.
hang
A
on.
little more. Right there.
One.
4th best run team
Beautiful.
in NFL, says Jimmy with a little ghost. Is that a little Pac-Man ghost right there?
No, yeah, I said that because that was when you were using your crystal balls, your
Little premonitions, yeah.
Yes, that's what it's called. Yeah.
So this is a little bit, we just had to point it out and talk a little bit about it for anybody who doesn't know and still question what Schottenheimer's bringing.
Other examples of player strength. This was yesterday or earlier today. I was looking. Let Russ Cook came from Schottenheimer's, play calling style in Seattle when, they won a Super Bowl, and I'm not sure if we ever saw that again. So,
well, they better don't let Dak cook, because he'll win MVP like he should have a couple years ago.
but I like the idea of not sticking to necessarily being a rigid system, like you said, specifically with the running back room. Let's find out who's got what,
Right.
and let's do that.
You know, the only thing that makes me sad that Schottenheimer has done so far,
What's that?
What's that?
I have read, and I'm pretty sure this is true because it's been embedded in my brain. No more. Here we go. What am I going to do if I don't hear that?
Oh, we don't have that cadence anymore. Well, that's okay.
No, it's not.
We were
That's my
having a good
favorite thing.
time,
I
though.
used to yell
That
it
was-
at home at the start of every play. That was such a thing. I don't know.
got
I'll
to
get
be-
over it, but right now I'm so sad about it. Yeah.
It got to be such a big thing that as you walked into, let's say you were going to Texas Live to pregame or something like that, or even to watch a game at the Des Bryant tailgate, people just yelling it right and left, right. You can hear it 1,500 times that day, you'll get your fill. But I loved it too.
Yeah, the only thing, I understand changing it. I hate that Cooper Rush and Trey Lance said it too. I wish they would have said their own things, but I'm going to miss it.
And people were convinced it had the offense clicking at one point too.
Yeah, we'll see.
Landry, play us a good old sound effect or something for the audience. We're going to get a sound check here. We had one audience member in the comments say that they couldn't quite hear the intro. Not sure if it was an audio issue. So just play them a good old sound. Make sure we're still good on the audio. They do say they hear us just fine. So did you play anything?
I'm going to give you some kind of, I need to think of what kind of audio. Am I on the right? I wish I could give you that, but.
Oh,
Sorry, that scared me.
That's-
That was loud.
That's
sound test.
That was the curse sensor that you don't hear a lot on this show.
Mother. Okay. Let us know
Hopefully
if you
they
heard
heard
that,
that.
guys. We do have to talk about the running backs. We will move right along. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna build our top three. We're gonna kind of speculate here. And of course, we're gonna let ladies go first. Now she said no, you don't want to. Okay.
I don't care. I knew you
All
were
right.
going to say that as a pre.
You
prepare
did, you
myself.
knew it.
So am I going first? Are we sitting on that?
Well, yeah,
You
let me
are.
get.
So we do
Okay.
have a running back room. It does consist of about 6 or 7 guys right now. We need to know Sam's top 3. Well, who's your running back room? Who gets the most carries? Who's your RB2 and why? Who does the goal line work? Let's hear it.
Okay. Okay. I feel like. Okay. This is based on highlights. Just bear with me that because I feel like some of these might be a little different than what I've seen. Okay. So my first and the only reason I have him first. Now I know Javonte and Miles have injury things. My number one so far is Javonte. I like, what did I put at him? I said the one thing I liked about him. So what I noticed is, I don't know my terminology. I'm getting there, I promise. But when they stand at the end of the line and they get tossed the ball, they didn't do that a lot with him. He was straight rushing through, finding the gaps. He was good at it. If he seen a small gap with his little size, he knew where he could push through and make it. And that's another thing I wrote down is he knows how to use his body to block. You know, he was bracing, he was ready, he was aware, expecting it. Yeah, and with his bigger guy, I did have him as a speed-ish. I don't think he's super fast, but he's still quick, if that makes any sense. Like, he's quick enough to get down the field. Now, so he would be my number one. My number two, and I was kind of iffy on this, would probably be Miles. I wrote on my notes it would be kind of hard to pick with them between one because Miles Sanders to me has more flexibility. Like I said, Javonte is a lot more of just passing directly and rushing through. Miles Sanders was catching, he was rushing, he was boo, 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 boo. You know, he was nimble all over the field, you know. And one of my favorite things I was watching about him is, and a lot of people get it, and I'm going to say the same thing about Jaden Blue. Okay, yeah, that'll get there. What did I say? Oh, okay. Sorry, I just lost my whole train of thought. What did I just say?
About Miles Sanders and one of the things you were watching about him, one of the things you really liked about Sanders, and it was kind of similar to, you said it was going to be similar to Jaden Blue.
Oh, okay, yes, thank you. Okay, so if he is able to save the play, which Miles Sanders, I noticed a lot in his highlights, well, of course, he can save the play. If he's about to go down, he finds that extra footing to get himself back up. But once he gets back up, it's like he gets all of his adrenaline all at once, and it's just like that speed boost to get the distance to get him to the end zone. I really love that. That's why it's hard for me to pick between him and Javonte as one, because they both,
Yeah.
I don't know, they get it. So my three, depending on this, I didn't watch a lot on Film Off. I kind of did watch more on Jaden Blue, so I feel like that biased my opinion a little bit more. I do have him as being 3. I think what I've seen a lot of him. Now, another reason it's hard for me is because he's only played college. You know, and a lot of people, sometimes it doesn't work out in the league. But sorry, I'm almost done. He's able to take hits. He's good at the end zone push and shove like Zeke was. I did right here RB3 with Deuce. I don't know what my thought was with that. But if he is rushed, his balance is saved. He always has a breakout play after that, I noticed. And he is very observant to what is going on around him. Very aware of who is coming at him, what side. And I've seen a lot of him make the move to save the play. And that's it. I'm not even going to talk about Film Off. I talked way too much, but there we go.
Well, I like Phil Maffa, and Coach, if you're okay with it, I'll go ahead and go next. Because Phil Maffa will be in my group here, and I'm actually gonna start my group with where Sammy finished hers. If my ideal running back room comes together, Jaden Blue ends up by the end of the season carrying just a few more carries than everyone else, because I believe he could put on a few pounds throughout the season. He's going to learn to take the hits. Like you said, he has decent balance to where he takes hits well. You never see him just really get just smacked. You know what I mean? He knows kind of how to take tackles and how to fall into tackles and things like that. So he's really good in that aspect. And the burst, right? What he gives us with home run threat, when you can run this guy, you get to run the 9, which we talked about. You can check out on our most previous video. Running the 9 for this team also means running the ball. They go hand in hand. That's a part of the balance we were just speaking about. Jaden Blue, as soon as he hits a home run ball or a 40-yard run at any point in the game, it's going to change the defense and what they have to do for the rest of the ball game. And so for me, he has to come out and start with the carries. He has to start early, because as soon as he catches the right seam, he's a home run threat. And if we pose that to teams early, I believe that gives us the best chance later in the game. So that's why he's number 1 for me. And then I'll take Javonte behind him because of the, like you said, catching out of the backfield, the hands, the third down movement, the quickness, the speed once catching the ball in the turn. You know, he can get some routes where he catches the ball fluently and doesn't lose a single step in his speed after the catch and turn, right? So I really like him on third downs in those situations. And then goal line for me is my guy out of Clemson. I know he's a little older. He spent 4 years in Clemson, right? But go look at his body of work. Go look at his yardage. Go look at the goal line. And one of my favorite things about Phil Maffa, and one of my favorite things that a coach said about him, is he says, you never see Maffa run full speed until he's about to get hit, because he runs into tackles. He runs through them. He runs into them. He likes the contact. So I see him getting a lot of goal line work. I've even heard people, you know, some guys that we respect, like Botch Lombardi, say that he could work his way up to high as running back too. So I really think Maffa gets some work in the system, especially when we need it around the goal line and the first down marker. So that's my room, Coach.
Especially when we need it. I like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think we're alone as Cowboy fans not putting Sanders in our list either. It just, a lot of people don't see it. That's a fair point. Right, the big yards.
I do. I think so. Just based on, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna be. But what about returns? I mean, I know Turpin, but well, I guess Wanye. Just because of injury, or because, like you guys were just saying, he's not what he used to be. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget. I'm kind of sad I didn't give Jaden Blue 2. I mean, I still am stuck. I kind of like the way you put Sanders as 3, because I forget Jaden Blue's so young. He has a lot left in him. I don't know why I didn't put that into consideration when making.
Now listen, like you guys just said, Sanders is a veteran. Don't be shocked if he, by the end of training camp and everything, if he gets himself back into shape, he wins the job, because he might be the most experienced and most savvy out there. We don't see it. A lot of people don't see it. Now, best case scenario is if he does turn out to be something, but these other guys are speculating turn about to be our running back rooms, let's recoup a 6th rounder for him, a 5th rounder, maybe send him somewhere else, recoup anything rather than just a straight cut. I know we just brought him in as a free agent, but if he's looking good, there will be teams who lose a back or two and need someone that they can count on. You might end up with a 6th or 7th round pick for the guy, which that would kind of be cool, because otherwise, like you said, if we only carry 3 and a fullback, Hunter Luepke might be able to make this roster as a fullback, right?
Who would replace him? I think he's great at being a fullback.
Right. Well, it's just if Shotty wants to carry a fullback on the roster, or 4 running backs, or however he wants to do it. A lot of teams don't even carry a fullback.
So you can't do 4 running backs and a fullback, or
You can carry 5 running
okay,
backs if you
okay,
want. Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
it takes up 53. Okay. Whoa.
So
I don't like that, right?
So we're getting in the you might want to check your plugins, coach, because we're getting in the comments that Landry is muted. So check your output monitors and maybe your plugin. We're hearing that Landry is muted. Kyle, let us know if you still hear Landry. We're going to see here. So our technical issue, guys. Again, this is our second week running a brand new program. So we're hoping to get everything looking and sounding better. But if we hit some humps along the way,
check.
let
That's gonna
us
help me out.
know.
Thank you, guys.
Kyle, that should unmute Landry.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
thank you so
mute you
much.
real quick so I can listen. Oh, did they say it unmuted?
It
Well,
should have.
we're going to find out in just a second.
No,
Yeah,
Kyle
going to
notified me. I had a scene where my mic just wasn't present.
Yeah, he found it. So good deal. Thanks a lot, Kyle.
Yes,
that
absolutely.
kind of support. That is how you fan responsibly.
Thank you. Hey, that's
just in
perfect.
case y'all didn't know. And you know, that's a perfect segue.
Right on time. We'll blow the whistle, Coach Sam.
Boom, boom. That is how you fan responsibly. Just like Kyle, drop it in the comments saying, hey, somebody's muted. Somebody's got to get turned up. We can't hear you guys. That's how you support your team. That's how we support our team, is by fanning responsibly. And what you need to do today to fan responsibly is like, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'm going to have to get me some batons and figure out a cadence to say this in, because those drums are getting it. It's making me want to march on the field with the students. It's bringing me all the way back to my high school days, which was just like 2 years ago, right?
I love it. I was in marching band too. Yeah.
Okay. So halftime, like, subscribe, fan responsibly. We'll teach you, stick around next week. We might have a coaching the fan segment where we'll teach you how to fan responsibly. So we don't never hold any punches here. No punches pulled. Moving right along. Blow the whistle. That's your halftime. I've got to say, this next topic for me is fun because we get to see some stuff. We get to hear some stuff. We get to relive some stuff, right? Reliving memories is fun. So y'all stick around, reliving with us. Landry's getting set up. Here we go. We're fixing to get into it. Based on a true story, guys. These are 3 Cowboys games that did happen. They really did. We know them because we watched them. We know that they happened. Unless we live in a simulation or some kind of altered reality, we know that these games happen because we watched them with our very own eyes. And the first one that happened, since Lady First, we're going to let Sam talk a little bit about this game. We're going to watch it a little bit, and then we're going to let her tell us her memory. It's one of her most exciting, most memorable, favorite games. And even though it didn't have the happiest ending, you guys might recall it. Let's get right into Des Caught It.
Ooh.
I don't know if you can hear.
And it starts off with Romo just taking a beating. Just ouch. And then it starts off with a Packers touchdown.
You guys are making my heart feel funny right now.
It's hurt so much. Oh, not quite. Okay, let's tie it up. Let's go. This was a fun game all throughout. I mean, I remember where I was. Let us know, where were you watching this game? Where were you guys? T. Williams was acting a fool. Look at this.
I was excited then. Terrence Williams was an up and down player for me, but I love that.
He was. He finished strong with us. He did.
He did.
Oh my God, I missed Jason Witten so much.
Yeah, well, it's because it's 15 across the middle on a first down whenever you want it. That hurt.
I like how Romo picked that up and still tried to throw a touchdown.
Oh my gosh, that's points left on the board.
Now, if you listen to what Aikman said there, right? This kick is no good, not even close.
Dang it.
Then, now, I want you to listen to what he says on this one. Perfect. Crosby is perfect. Our kicker, not even close. Oh, of course they are. Crosby is perfect. Again, it makes me sick. Mason Crosby is one of my most all-time hated kickers.
It takes that safety help. If there's not an extra person there, it doesn't.
Oh, I love it.
Carrying someone to the end zone like he's Spike from the Little Giants.
Yeah, Witten's a baller. Murray running hard for us.
Had that burst.
And look
still.
at this. Wait, guys, are we fixing to take a lead in this playoff game
speed
right now?
For a minute. This is
look
so
at us in the
entertaining.
third quarter, fixing to go up 8 points.
I want you guys
Yeah.
to know this way I'm reacting now. This is like mild compared to a games.
Look at the rookie Devontae Adams.
I'm
Who
reliving
knew?
this. Oh
Who
man.
remembers that? Or look at the rookie Devontae Adams.
Yeah, and they get it all.
Mm-mm-mm.
So that's the thing, right? You just went up 8,
Just
and
get
they
it right
get it all
back.
in 3 plays.
Just get it right back. Yep.
1
That's
point game.
Rodgers
They
for
already
you.
have the 1 point game, and they have the ball back. Now they have the lead in the fourth.
Riding.
Now here's some
It's only
heartbreak,
5.
right?
Oh my gosh.
Here's some
I've already
heartbreak.
been on don't even.
First off,
Romo's balling.
this should have been an
That
automatic
hurt.
first. Look
And
at that
that
face
hurt.
mask. He's holding his head. Look at him.
He's out.
That's an
Oh
automatic
my
first
God,
down.
that makes me sick.
Look, you can see the back of his helmet. Look at that guy holding his head. Watch this.
So that's a concussion. Tony Romo just took a concussion. I feel like right there. Right. This is
He's
what
like wrenching his a
minute
you're
before
right.
he's gonna throw this. Man.
Who knows? No, the same
No,
possession.
they'll take him out.
Look, they're 3rd and 11 here. They don't quite get the first down, which leads
Can't
to
find it.
everything we know that's coming
wow.
now.
This is kind of,
This is heartbreaking still to this damn day. Excuse my
No!
language.
No!
Listen to the call, and I want you to listen to the reporter's call here. This is big.
Hold on.
Oh, a catch, you say?
really get catch. Yeah, I'll give you that one, Sam. My goodness.
They're not even talking about this like,
Look at
is it
this.
a catch? They're talking
He's-
about the play he just made.
Yeah.
5 feet above.
Control. 1, 2. Before he went down. Still
1, 2,
control.
3.
No,
I'm glad you
it's-
counted those.
and the
Sam,
hand
'cause we're
switch.
fixing to
1,
get right
2,
into it.
3, and
Three.
switch the hands.
Yeah.
Reach for the goal line. Ground can't cause a fumble.
Ball
Not-
wasn't wobble.
I
was still
still
locked
think
in
I don't
it.
understand.
I don't think he made a football move. Really, Territor?
I-
1,
my-
2, 3. I thought 3 steps was a part of
made
the
a-
rule. I know
I
it.
made a
Des knows it.
custom onesie. My 9-month-old
Emma
son had a
still got the
onesie that said
screen.
Des caught it.
Yes.
With a. Oh my goodness.
He said 3 times.
I took 3 steps. Yeah, I
Yeah.
took 3
Oh,
steps. Just letting
yeah.
them know.
Yeah.
You
And
don't
then,
have
of
the other
course,
one on there.
the
I tried to
rookie.
reach over the goal line.
Okay, I wish there was a way to show you guys the goosebumps all over my skin right now. The heartbreak on his face.
Oh, and
Oh,
now
Heart
it's
rate
just.
right
tough,
now.
man.
So
No,
let me
and-
explain real quick. You guys
And that's it.
were talking about earlier, where did you watch this game at? So
Yeah.
my dad has these best friends. They were called their names are James and Michelle. And they used to have this thing called the Mac Bar. So they turned their garage. They had like 3 big screens in there. There used to be a loft upstairs for me and their daughter to play with. And they always watched football. And you guys know the way I became a Cowboys fan was my dad's best friend was a Cowboys fan. And me and my dad were so competitive. And for some reason, he went for the Dolphins. I couldn't go for them. And they were just going at it. I can't remember the game that caused it, but I was just like, I'm going to go for them. Well, I remember watching, some of it, not knowing a lot was going on because I was obviously not as interested as I am now, sad day. It feels weird to say. But I remember thinking, because I remember everybody saying, what? Even as non-fans, they were like, he caught that. But I remember thinking internally into my head that he caught that as someone that didn't even know the sport because I seen him.
Eye test.
Well, I seen him not
Yeah.
fall. I seen him walk with it. I seen him hold on to it. I didn't see it bounce on the ground, so I was just like,
Yeah.
no freaking way. I thought we got a
one hand.
touchdown. Yeah. So I was just like, oh my gosh, touchdown. And yeah.
Yeah, he did too. He's over there holding his hands up like this, like a symboling a touchdown. He thinks he scored once. They're reviewing it. He's like, oh, they're going to review it. They might give me the touchdown. No. Sorry, Des. They're going to take the biggest catch in your career away from you.
Right. And I remember thinking right after, I was like, what? Like, why isn't that a catch? And then after that, I quit watching because I was like, I don't understand. But
I didn't even want to put I almost thought about adding to the video there the video and the letter that the NFL and the refs put out like 2 days later, apologizing to the Cowboys and to Des Bryant because it was a catch upon second look because he took 3 steps and that was written in the rule book.
oh,
Anyway.
so mad.
Yeah. So we'll move along. So this next game is really fun. So
maybe one day. I'm not sure that we're ever truly moving along because I bet there's some Cowboys fans watching right
true.
now who are dying again as they have 100 times before every time someone says Des caught it. But
If you
what's
guys
next?
watch Dez's Twitter, yeah, everybody does caught it every day. I
Right.
still see it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, he thinks about it often. It's tough, but we got. I'll just read the comments real quick before we get to this next one. JP Rick says Deuce Vaughn is the next Darren Sproles if we'll use him this year, and Kyle Robinson said he had to go to school the next day after that Green Bay game and was all BISSED. He was not happy about it. So we're right there with you, Kyle. We were not happy about it ourselves, but we will get to the next game, and this is the game I chose. I chose it. I was at this game. This game has some history to it. Biggest comeback in NFL history in this third and fourth quarter. Most points scored in the fourth quarter by a team. Most yards in the fourth quarter by a quarterback. That'd be my quarterback, Dak Prescott. This was CeeDee Lamb's rookie year. This was the first game back after COVID. This is Atlanta versus Dallas. The watermelon kick game, guys. Let's go. Let's relive this thing. So we're down 20 off top. We're just getting romped. First quarter was all Atlanta.
First quarter.
20-0.
27-7 halftime.
26-7, right? We're trying to chip away at it. 29-10. We're still down 19. We're just chipping away. We just can't catch a lead. This catch. So I was sitting in the corner of that end zone that he's running toward. That was amazing to watch. So there we go. We're chipping away at it. Oh no, it's still a 15-point lead. Another touchdown.
Sorry.
Look at how many. No, you're good. Look at how many touchdowns we threw and how many plays we're making, and we're behind. The gluteus. Another touchdown. Now, finally. Now, what I want to point out here is this arena. Y'all listen to AT&T Stadium right there. There was only 20,000 people in the building. It holds 100.
I was
It was
COVID.
1/5 full, and that place erupted like it was packed.
Yeah, I didn't.
on that
I
kick.
forgot. I didn't hear you say that it was COVID season.
And then a rookie CeeDee Lamb breaks somebody's ankles, makes the catch, and then of course the kick that puts it away. And it was historic. Like I said, you can go back and look at that game, the history on it, the numbers Dak put up in the fourth quarter, the numbers we put up, the points, the watermelon kick. It might have been the smoothest, best looking onside kick in NFL history. Like that thing was butter, man.
Oh,
that thing was nice.
Right after they changed the rules and said that essentially made it more difficult to get an onside kick when the percentages were 10% already, and then they had lowered to like 6% at that point.
Yep.
After a year or two.
And he hit that thing like it was 90%. Like he could have just walked up there and did it again. And I'm telling you right now, it's not easy.
He just swings his leg like a little fulcrum, like it was a little golf pitch shot with his leg. But the thing is, he hits it over there. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's got this crazy pace, but it's still on the Atlanta return team, like the whole right side, seemingly not knowing the rules.
Well, or just because actually what happened is some of the Atlanta players, because like I said, I was there, it was big. I remember looking into it after. The Atlanta players actually interviewed on it. They thought it was going to go out of bounds because he kicks it straight toward the out of bounds line, and it's spinning, but it has spin on it to the point to where now it turns and it goes upfield. All of a sudden at the very end of it, it trails off like 2 yards upfield, and they didn't realize, they thought it was going to go out of bounds before crossing the line. And so it was just, and that was, we now have a new special teams coordinator, Nick Sorensen. Let's go, Nick. But that was first year of John Fossil Bones, John Fossil. Coach they used to call Bones. Yeah, we just let him go, and that was his first year. And those are some of the things that he's been credited with in his career, being very creative special teams wise, and credit him with the watermelon kick. Him and we still have him on the team. And was that Unger kick that, or was that Zerline kick that?
That was Zerline, Greg Zerline.
It was Zerline. Okay.
So,
Greg the leg. Well, we got the best kicker in NFL history now.
You say it's Unger.
Brian Unger's our punter.
I know, but I call him Brian Anger. I never knew it was Unger. I always anger. He's so happy. He's never angry.
Hey, another also from the COVID year. Speaking of it, because he says that the Atlanta game was during that year. Got the Brian Unger signature at training camp that same year.
That year, yeah.
When no one was signing autographs, like they were off limits to grab a pin from somebody or do anything like that.
That's true.
We might strike that from the record. I'm gonna try to get.
Oh, sorry, that's not funny.
There was one autograph signed that day by one player and for one person, and it was from or for us. We had a ball. Landry and I were there, and Brian Auger came over and signed it. And not like that he wasn't supposed to. We do media, so we were maybe in an area where other people weren't, stuff like that. So he didn't do anything outside the rules. No, I'm just kidding.
But
all right, this next one. Coach.
Oh, that's not.
You
the-
really,
yeah.
your coach really took us through the ringer with this one
I'm scared.
Hold on
because
here,
this is going to be. No, you're good.
got
Go
an
ahead,
audio
get it.
problem here. Stop that. Okay.
Get it figured out. So,
Stop
Go ahead.
that.
so I'll preface it a little bit. This is going to be 2007 Cowboys versus Bills on the road. This is one of the craziest games. It's got to be the most up and down, heartbreak. What happened? You got to give the defense credit. They held us in it.
It's Monday
This
Night
one's-
Football, right?
I think it's Monday Night Football.
Sunday or Monday Night Football. This is the game. This is the game that I chose as I was thinking about just memorable. You know, it's like obviously I could have picked Super Bowl, 52 or
Right.
like 20. I got numbers backwards. That's how many points we scored in the game, by the way. Super Bowl 27 when we won 52-17, and that was and that whole story, which is kind of Sam's story about when I got hooked. And obviously that'd be an easy choice, but this is one that just popped out to my head. I was like, man, I haven't thought about that in a while, and honestly, I only remember the big, highlight ideas behind it, as in there's going to be a lot of turnovers. But Coach watched it. Was the one who was in charge of putting this video edit together. So I think
It's
he's
going to
gonna
be
able
some
run his
more
story.
video. We may just have to sit back quietly and I'll relive this together because this
Yeah.
is one of those games that if somebody just told you that it happened, you'd be like,
Right, you
nah,
wouldn't- yeah.
that didn't happen in that football game. It's
Yeah, I'm
it's
excited to
insane.
watch it.
Bills
I don't know
Cowboys,
how this happens.
2007, Tony Romo at the helm.
Hey, do you guys know who Bill's number 11 was back then?
Couldn't tell you.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
There's another interception.
11.
Let's go,
Yeah,
Tony.
Jim Kelly was 12. I don't know. Oh, at this point in time, I don't know.
Almost
Almost
intercepted.
Yeah, I
Well,
love
he's just
that.
trying to throw him. There's some magic.
Get
This
the
is
ref-
one of those up and down games. He almost throws 3 interceptions, does throw 2, and then throws a seamless touchdown. Then
And
another
throws
touchdown,
another
another
Ah,
interception.
Oh my goodness.
That's 3.
this makes me. Ross.
Or wait, no.
Gilbert.
Interception 4 in the first half.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Goodness.
Tony's having a rough day.
Oh, I was talking about Jerry Jones. I mean,
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sure
Looking
he
at-
was too. Uh-oh. A little Romo magic. See what I mean? He goes from
friggin' dart. Goodness, he roped that running to the right.
and then right when we think, okay, we're making some leeway, we're getting back in it. 17-13.
Gave up the
Nah.
the kick return touchdown too.
Nah.
The
Go ahead and
special-
give that up.
17.
This is when I'm screaming. I'm like, the defense is keeping us in the game. How in the we just screwed
Yeah.
everything else up? I can't deal with this.
That was perfect.
so here comes the Matt. He's trying to do his thing.
Oh,
Look,
his helmet.
he's out there fighting hard.
Okay, Romo and Witten, I see you guys.
Yeah, they're out there getting it. Romo's doing his thing.
Well, I was talking about Roma or Witten made that huge play when his helmet fell off, and then Romo
Oh,
looked like he was
broke
trying
it.
to do the
Yeah,
same
bleeding
thing
out his
there.
nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a famous play by Witten. That's a good one.
Oh. God, I hate watching these. Everybody's just standing there like, whatever. They got the ball.
Of course they did.
Is
Now,
that
that's the
Bill
fi-
jerseys? Those were ugly.
It's the 5th turnover. I think we lost the audio there, Coach, but that's the 5th turnover for Romo in this game. Uh-oh, Micah's giving you problems.
Yeah, well, I just didn't want my cut falling down, but I had to live without it and reattach that.
23.
I don't know what happened to the audio, guys. I'm not sure.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but I'm still watching.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like, so here comes Terrence Newman saves the day. The game was basically over there. It's 4th quarter.
it's
All
a
they've
pick
got to do is put anything on the board, and he almost gives us a pick 6. It's a fumble. We luckily get it back
Oh,
because that would have just run it. Then they would have had the whole field to
That
go.
sounds
again and
like
more
me, like
time.
when I'm watching. Oh God, that was lucky because
Yeah.
can't do anything else right. Not on purpose.
Well,
Goodness.
are you
Oh.
freaking kidding me? I feel
Now
like
you-
I'm
5 interceptions, 1 fumble, 6 turnovers on Romo.
Landry.
Hey,
What are
he's
you
li-
trying to do to me here?
I'm telling you, this was something.
Almost
This-
another interception.
This was the day where, like, you know what? I didn't quit this day. This is probably when I found out I could never quit on the Cowboys. Good Lord.
Well, they
Now
didn't
Tony
quit on
Romo's
themselves.
decided he's going to dart it up.
Oh my
Terrence Williams
Body
just tried to
kick.
kick somebody, or Sam Hurd did, one of them.
Big play, Marion Barber. Oh,
Marion
all the
Barber
way
was such
there.
a beast. Yeah, no, that was so good. Okay, so here we go. We've got a score here. Fourth quarter, 24 seconds. We're down 8. You got to have them both.
Hi, Everett. Sorry,
Touchdown.
Guys. Everett's watching with us, so I had to say
Nice.
hi to him real quick.
What's up, E? All right, so we get the touchdown. Now we got to get the 2.
Where is it? No.
Terrence Williams, no good. Nope, doesn't catch it. How do you win? Well, you need an onside kick. They get it. It's another onside kick.
it.
We get it. That is insane.
Anxious. Yeah.
2
So
games
here
that
you go.
included an onside kick to win.
So we get it here after all the 6 turnovers, everything. We get it here. Wade Phillips is like,
Yeah,
all right,
what's
we got
Wade
this.
saying?
Let's
Let's
We need
go
2
for
plays.
it.
We need 2 plays. We need to get in field goal range. This is actually a great onside kick, by the way. That's why I left
Phenomenal.
the replay here.
Oh, my Lanta.
Yeah, it's so good. And the fact that it gets the extra boost and knocks it 20 yards upfield, so that way we're already past the 50 here, right? Romo doing his thing. Wop, beautiful pass. Rushes everybody up to the line. Great catch by T.O. We're finally in
7
position.
seconds.
5, 4. Okay, everybody's thinking, okay, it's going to come down to a kick. All right, we're done. We spike the ball with 1 second left. But we're going to review the previous play that was before this ball was spiked. Wait, what? Yeah, we're going to do that, and it wasn't a catch. 2 plays ago, y'all didn't catch that. Listen, it blew my
2
mind.
plays ago.
Right.
I remember that now.
Yep. So now we only got 12 seconds. So can Romo do it again? Well, there's one.
1.
Okay,
Has to
that's
get
still
all
like a
15 now.
65-yarder. Can Romo pull this out again?
Yeah, we don't have Brandon
2
Aubrey,
comebacks
so
in the
we're gonna
same
need
fourth quarter,
first
and that's
down.
all you get.
Oh, my God. I thought he missed that. I thought he didn't catch that.
Jerry Jones looks confident. 53-yard field goal,
Damn.
and it's good. Game over. Oh, wait. No, it's not. They called a timeout.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Nope. That's everybody thought that's what we all thought too watching it. Game over. Wait, no, they called a timeout right before we snapped it. The instant we snapped it, they happened to
No,
say
listen,
timeout.
the
That
amount of
makes
things.
me angry. Like, I am mad right now from 2007. Like,
Oh, listen.
The amount of things that happened to this point, I just know this. Now this is going away because we're supposed to lose. This is not supposed to go in twice, and after
And he
that,
still makes it.
somehow, some way,
Somehow.
25 to 24 on Monday
that
Night Football.
excitement.
It's so funny, Landry. I literally think you just called what the call was in the audio. Somehow, some way, the Cowboys find themselves up 25-24. I believe that was the call, something like that. So that is
Chill.
Sorry, we lost the audio there, and I was fighting my language.
I don't know. I feel like losing the audio like make me zone in more. Like I was so zoned. Like I don't know if you guys see me. I was like this. I did not want to watch.
Well,
But I had to.
some of those got Kyle hype. He's in the comments saying
Yeah,
Witten
that
is
was
his
new for you.
all-time favorite player.
Oh,
so
my
that
goodness.
that's a
Whitney
good one to have.
is all over those, being like, here, give it to me for first down.
I
Here,
need to
here's
wear my
down.
Whitney
Here's
first
15.
though one time.
So right here, at the numbers, boy, he showed you his numbers like nobody.
Coach likes to say a lot, and Jason Witten is one of those players that has on his resume, good at football.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's
Says
real
that.
good at that. So,
Says
so
that.
we're gonna get right
It
into
might
it.
say
And
good at
speaking of-
coaching football real soon. Go ahead.
Well, he already
Already
got him a
won?
state title, right?
A couple of them.
Yeah. No, he's good at that. He's good at football, coaching it being one of the things. And being good at football means you're probably somebody's favorite player. And if you're not a Cowboy, you're not our favorite player. But who is our favorite player if you're not a Cowboy? That's the question. That's what we have to pose. That's what we have to ask.
Now, this
Samantha,
time,
I know we always make ladies go first. I won't do it to you.
no, you should.
Oh, I should?
No, this is the one she's excited about. When we brought this
I
topic
know
up,
not.
she found me and you were debating over it. She found it easy. She's like, "Ooh, I've
She
got a
did.
few I could
I
talk
think
about."
so.
All right.
Well, I love everybody. I'm just such a lovey person.
Well, who do you got? Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, we got on.
They're
Ledger's
just
giving us
Bryce
some
is
foreshadowing
for
over
me.
here.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
well,
sure I told you Bryce Young,
couple,
right?
couple
Or is
little
it
bugs,
Tony
couple little
Pollard?
bugs. Oh yeah.
Oh, you got Bryce.
Oh, it's Bryce.
Okay. Okay.
Tell us
So-
why.
We said we had to exclude Tony Pollard because he was a Dallas Cowboy for so long.
He was.
That's so baloney. Well, if you guys know me, I'm Slam and Sammy. I'm obsessed with Tony Pollard. Just had to get that out of the way. Bryce Young. Okay, first of all, I'm not going to go into stats for it because his
No, just
stats
tell
did
us
not
why.
look good his first
I
couple.
will. 2,800 yards, 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 2,700 yards, 9 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Go ahead.
There you go.
Beautiful. So not pretty. Not bad, but not pretty. But the thing I think I love about him the most is people counted him out before he counted himself out. People were knocking him down and then saying, "Oh, he's a bust. Oh, he sucks. Oh, he's who else? Who else was a bust? I don't know. There's a lot of them."
Oh, there's a
Anyways,
lot.
he's a bust, and people were down on him. But you know, I don't like put my personal beliefs out there very often, but I believe in God. And when people put their faith in God and believe in Him, like Bryce did, and it helps him carry the weight, and he knows that no matter what, he has himself. That made me grow on him. I also, you know,
Okay.
I can't lie. When I first thought of him, I was like, look, this kid's tiny. He's not going to make it. And it kind of made me like him right there.
Yeah.
But then what really got me is any single time he helped his team, oh my God, the light on his face. Like he is a team person. You could tell he's a people pleaser for his teammates. He wants to make them happy. He wants to make their jobs nice. And the more they have grown to like him and build that relationship and get him the people he has needed finally, the better he has gotten. I think the way that the Carolina Panthers ended last year, I don't think they're necessarily going to be a high threat, but I definitely think they are threatening now. And I hope that Bryce Young continues to grow. I hope he freaking I can't sit here and want too much out of him because he's not a Cowboy, but I want him to absolutely positively flourish in everything he does, and I cannot wait to see what that man brings to the field because it's on, and he's already bulked up. He's ready for more. I better shut up before I keep rambling.
Oh,
No,
excellent.
those
I
yeah,
think,
those are all fair points.
yeah, all excellent reasons. Now on the bus thing, probably does need to show improvement this year.
Right.
Sure.
Before you
Sure.
start to run out of years. But other
Yeah.
than that, he's got a teammate I love, Xavier Leggett. I think he was, nearly up there on your list.
Yeah. And so and Sam makes a good point, and that's kind of what she was alluding to, Coach, is even though the stats haven't been there and the play hasn't been there in the film, his work ethic has, his leadership has, his mentorship has, and the coaches and the organization seem to like him enough where, yeah, they've even had to bench him at a time or two and say, look, you're just, maybe it was just as a learning curve, right? We're going to bench you because you weren't it last week. You got to do some things this week, but he's earned himself right back on the field. Now, whether that be because they just didn't have anybody else or they decided to give him another chance and they're just, like I said, trying to teach him some tough love lessons, for lack of better words. He is the true underdog story right now in the NFL, and so that's always easy to root for. Sam, that's a good choice. I like it. I like the kid, like you said. His faith, his leadership, his morals, and his personality are all great. So
got to see Bryce at one of the only small handful of college games. Yeah, of college games that I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I took my mom to the Alabama-Cincinnati college football semifinal playoff.
See, it's hard. It was him and CJ because I think they're both a lot the same, but Bryce Young overdoes CJ in my list.
You said it was Alabama versus Cincinnati, that game, Coach?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
Was it good
semifinal
at
game.
AT&T Stadium. Yeah.
Yeah, sure enough.
Good
What do you
deal.
got, Coach? I know
Well,
it was hard for you.
it was because, if you're not a Cowboy, I'm not sure what kind of like I have in for you. Can I say that you're good at football? Yeah. Do I like you? I don't know. I probably don't know you much if you're not a Dallas Cowboy, right?
That's
No,
not
I'm
true.
lying. I do. It's not true at all. I keep up with a lot of stuff. It was hard though, because I almost had to do the ultimate sin and name an eagle here,
Oh,
right?
Mm.
And that's tough because your favorite non-Cowboy can't be a dirty bird. It can't be a green bird. It just can't. Now, Cooper DeJean is an absolute baller, and I appreciate his skills. I wish he didn't play for the Filthy Eagles. Okay, I wish he didn't. But so he didn't make my list, but he was real close. Who did make my list is it was on the defensive side of the football, because I love defense. And while I'm a trench guy, Fred Warner, the linebacker out of San Francisco.
I love him. Yes.
Dude hasn't had
How
his.
could you not?
He's a dog. He's an absolute leader. He's not afraid to say what he wants, but he doesn't say things too out of line. He's an absolute workaholic machine in the locker room, on the field, everything. He doesn't have a season under, I think, 125 tackles is his lowest. He has 10 career interceptions for a linebacker because of his IQ. Every time, for the last, I don't know, for the last years that I've been watching football, I think he's been in the league like 9 now. Anytime I catch a San Fran game, and especially when we play him, I go, oh my God, Fred Warner is like one of the best players in football.
I hate to say it to you.
Yeah, he's one of the better players in all of football, and so that's it for me. Fred Warner is just an absolute dog. I'd have loved to grab him if we could have. I think he was a free agent, but they ended up re-signing him. But yeah, that's the
Downfield,
guy
one of the best downfield. Coming down, pick the spot, come downfield and tackle something.
for sure.
That's what
And
I mean
that's
about
it.
Machine. He just don't miss them.
No, he don't miss tackles. No, he doesn't do that. No, like I said, 130. He averages, I think, 140 a season in his career. That's insane. That's just some people's Pro Bowl like highest career best years. He averages it.
What's
in
popping
tackles.
in the comments over there, Coach? I can see him on my vertical stream. They're
Yeah,
too
so we
small for
got,
me to read. Next week, guys. Next week, I'm gonna have the chat pop up. We'll have that on.
No, Aaron Loves Wrestling popped in and said, "Howdy, y'all. What's up, Aaron?" We got Kyle Robinson said he wanted him to be a Cowboy. Fred Warner, I did too. And or no, Kyle Robinson said Julio Jones is his favorite non-Cowboy. Wanted him to be a Cowboy. That could have happened. Remember,
Okay,
at one
hey,
point,
Kyle,
that was
give
kind
us.
of linked up.
So
Yeah,
I think Julio just retired, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Not
So
last season or before. Yeah,
we
Oh,
were
yeah,
we were
wow.
trying to exclude that. We were going for current NFL player, like basically the guy you know. Well, I wish that guy was a Cowboy. So give us a current
Sure.
one if you got that while you're still out there.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
we'll get to mine now. Mine.
We got
I'm
Christian
excited to
Soto
see-
back in the chat. We gotta
Oh, what'd he say? I
Commander
can't read
fan
the
back in the chat. He
comments.
says Jaden is your pappy, says Commander sweeping mid Cowboys. The
Okay.
Commanders aren't sweeping anything
I think we've been over this.
but the hallways. We did with the same guy. Christian, come
No.
on, buddy.
I think we've been over that.
And just because I like Jaden Daniels does not mean they're going to sweep.
Hey, Aaron Loves
Get
Wrestling
out
says
there.
Cowboys going 13-4.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
Let's do that.
So that's what we got for
All right.
comments. Coach, your favorite non-Cowboy? Look at him.
Is on the board. He hasn't played a snap yet in the NFL, but
Looking like the Predator from the back.
looking like the Predator in the black and silver for sure, and the Michael Myers pose. Now I've heard the coach is trying to take it away from him.
Oh yeah.
And not for whatever reason. It's good that some
No
split second-
distractions.
I don't know. Yes, yeah, some focus, whatever the reasons were. I remember reading an article about it, but I sure would love to see it. That's part of the reason of like the aura and the allure. This guy stands back there like, snap the ball, like just snap the ball and give me the ball and
Yes.
watch what happens.
He just stands straight up, no bend in the knees, shoulders out wide, like he's Cristiano Ronaldo fixing to take a free kick. Yeah,
He the balance and strength and willingness for contact and the highlights that he put out in college. Put a video out on that, somewhere in the dead of offseason, I think before the draft even, because at that point I was, let's draft Ashton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never
I don't
forget
care.
that.
Then I started to find out as the weeks went on, he was going to go as size 6 and 4th or 5th, and I was like, all right, so we won't end up with Ashton Genty in it. But it took me a second to come up with this, and once it hit me, I was like, oh yeah, I was just enamored with Ashton Genty before the draft. So it's got to be him. It's got to be him. It was almost Chris Jones, by the way, just because.
I was wondering. I
and
almost
how
said
jealous of the
Jordan.
DT position. I'm so jealous of the DT position.
That's tough.
Well, I hate to dog on our guys, but they've got to improve.
Speaking of Sammy's news, Perrier, what's his name? The DT we just signed.
Shoot.
She'll find his name for you, so that way you can get familiar with him.
Perry on Winfrey.
Perry on Winfrey. Can the Cowboys do this again? Cavante Turpin, UFL MVP
Oh, yes.
turned Pro Bowler. Brandon
Oh,
Aubrey,
3 times. Let's do it.
Brandon
3
Aubrey.
times.
Canadian League or UFL League turned Pro Bowler.
Turn Pro
Perry
Bowler.
on Winfrey, Defensive Player of the Year, turned Pro Bowler. Oh, if that happens, because if that one happens, if we turn a DT into a Pro Bowler this year, we're gonna be a real scary team, y'all.
Oh, someone
Oh
you
my
don't know
God.
about. If we have
Like,
a
it's
Pro
my
Bowl
heart. I'm
defensive
already
tackle you don't know about, that we just got from the UFL, yeah, that would be
Yeah,
tremendously helpful. Hey, oh,
You guys.
we have done it this week,
I've
guys.
got I've got updates here, but again, middle of the off season, I just don't have a ton.
I
What?
just want to say.
Well, I didn't write them down. I'm kind of like Sam. I usually supposed to write them down. What are you gonna say?
What are you doing, Sam? You're sitting there. What?
I'm thinking about. I just want to watch highlights when I get up. Like I have been ever since I started watching film. It's like I am just straight football. I have listened to podcasts while cleaning. I have watched
Hey.
it on my TV. I was ready for this. I was
Yeah.
so hyped.
There you go.
Listening to videos like this is about to be the longest few weeks, months of my life.
Well, that's what I was just about to say. There's a small update. This is supposed to be a Star We Are update, but 5 weeks. slightly less than 4.5. They'll be in Oxnard. So by the time we're doing this show next week, we'll be just a month away from, actual training camp, and 2 months away from, open practices at the
be
Ford
hanging out
Center,
with them
which
in
is always a
Frisco.
great time. So
Hey, I have
In
a
the-
question.
Uh-huh.
Is 5 weeks? Okay, hold on. Let me get my sanity together. Is that going to be August 28th and 29th? Is
No,
it going to be
that's-
the last weekend?
that's going to be July 27th ish when we start camp in Oxnard when they go to California. 3 or
How
4
long
weeks
are
out-
they in Oxnard for?
About 3.5 weeks before they come back on August 27th ish, like you said.
The week of that.
Oh, and I read the tweets. I saw. What's the deal with Bailey Zimmerman? At the
Oh
same
my
time,
God,
on
I'm
the
in
way home?
love with him. Okay, not really. Okay, so you guys know I obsess over Morgan Wallen. My new obsession at the moment, besides Morgan Wallen, is Bailey Zimmerman. I have spent mass hours learning all of his songs. God, something's wrong with me. Anyway, Durant, Oklahoma, the night of August 29th. They have $70 pit tickets. Y'all,
Wow.
I'm about to talk like a girl here, but I'm about to go up, show out, and I'm going to make Bailey Zimmerman fall in love with me, and I'm going to get him to come to Cowboys
Awesome.
practice with me, and that's it. But that's why I was asked.
Well, I could see Sam at the Bailey Zimmerman concert in where, Oklahoma?
Durant. It's right
In
outside the
Oklahoma.
Texas border, which is why it would be perfect
Yeah.
to come for a day of open
No
practice.
doubt.
And go see Bailey Zimmerman on the way home. That sounds like a plan.
Oh my
That
God,
sounds like a
I'm
plan. Well, before we
spazzing.
wrap this thing up and I give you all the 2-minute spiel, we'll finish off these comments. Christian Soto says that Cowboys wish we had a quarterback like Daniels. I told him we have a better one. He says we don't believe it. We definitely all do. So does everyone else in the league.
I wish we had a quarterback who could run. I'll give you
Kyle Robinson says he's just kidding, but we should ban the Commander fan, but we won't do that. He's just kidding. And then Aaron Loves Wrestling Podcast says Dak Prescott will be our 2025 MVP, and he's a Wailing Jenny's guy. So welcome to country.
Yes.
Wait,
Or
what?
when it comes to country. I'm sorry, I didn't read that.
When it
correctly.
comes-
Waylon
Oh,
Jennings.
Waylon
Well, that's-
Jennings. Okay.
Where there's a Willie, there's a Waylon, is what they
Yeah.
always say. So,
Oh, I love the OG too, but he's my hype man right now.
Perfect. All right, Coach.
So-
you know how this goes. When we put you on the
yeah,
clock,
I'm
it's
gonna
going
get
to
you
tick on you.
guys wrapped up. Let's go. I am so ready for it.
2-minute
Your
spill.
2-minute spiel for the day. I'm already on the clock. We're running. I've got to get moving here. So we had a kickoff, just like our sport. We kicked things off. We kicked it off with some news from Samantha with Sammy Says It All. She broke down the NBA finals for us and how the Pacers are looking to get back on track and tied up 3-3 tonight against the Oklahoma City Thunder. She told us, a little bit about the Cowboys and what's going on and some of the talk there. So make sure you rewind to the beginning of the show and check out the news. Then we had to find out who's the shot caller, who's the new guy, who's the baller, and that's Brian Schottenheimer. What philosophy does he bring? What kind of balance does he bring? And what does it mean for our team? Check that out. We talked all about it. Then we had to go over the running back room and what Schottenheimer is going to do with these 5-6 running backs and who we think the best 3 on this roster are and who should get the bulk of the carries. You tell us who you think it is. Go back and check out that segment. Then, of course, we had halftime where I reminded you then, and I'll remind you one last time before the show's over to like, subscribe, fan responsibly, do all the right things. We'll probably tell you one more time, but make sure you do that. Well, that was halftime. And then we had some fun. We relived 3 great games, memorable games. Des caught it with Samantha's initial kickoff into football. How amazing is that? The Des caught it game, right? And then, of course, I was at the Atlanta comeback game, the first game, the COVID game, they called it, at AT&T Stadium with only 20,000 fans there who erupted 100,000. It was amazing. And then Landry walked us through a 6-turnover, 5-interception Romo-led debacle that somehow turned into a victory for the Cowboys. That's, I'm not sure how that happens. Go back, you have to watch and find out. I don't even remember. I'm going to go back and watch it myself. And then, of course, we talked about our non-favorite Cowboy players, where Samantha's rooting for the underdog Bryce Young. Landry just is absolutely in love with the no stat having Ashton Genty yet, but he will. And then I'm in love with the stat field Fred Warner. We didn't have many updates, but that was your 2-minute spiel. Right on time? Hey.
Beautiful.
Let's go.
I like how
Perfect.
you don't push it all to make the 20 seconds to spare like I do. Like you give time for people to realize what we actually talked about.
That's what it's there for. A fun little wrap up, a way to wrap up the show. And so we hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll read the last comments here. Aaron dropped one more and said, Dak Prescott is 33-8 against the NFC East. We have the better quarterback.
Ooh.
Put that argument to
Well,
rest.
Jaden Daniels don't have 41 games played against them yet, so But that's still 33 and what did you say? 33 and 8?
Landry
Yeah.
just
33-8.
No,
What?
I got it.
I'm just kidding. I know.
Jaden Daniels is 1-1
Got to
against
be realistic.
the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know. That
All right.
hurts.
So
All right, y'all.
Let's go.
Have a good night.
we're good.
and
Yeah.
See you next week.
Tell
Bye,
them what to do,
buddy.
Sam.
Oh, wait. That's very important. Please, 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 for everybody's sake, the sake of football, fan responsibly.
Later.
I'm a fan of the star we are.
What's up, everybody? I'm Super Cowboy.
And I'm Princess Angie, and you are tuned in to the Star We Are.
Hi, this is Jane Slater, and you are listening to The Star We Are.
Plugged in and switched on. This